Cove in the shell that didn't fit. In a quiet tide pool along the rocky shore lived a hermit crab named Cove. He'd worn the same small striped shell since he could remember, and he loved it more than anything. One morning, Cove noticed his shell felt tighter than usual. His claws barely fit through the opening anymore. He tried to ignore it, tucking in a little further each day. An old crab nearby noticed him struggling. "You've outgrown that shell, little one," she said. "Time to find a new home." Cove shook his head firmly. "This is my shell. I'm not leaving it." But the tighter his shell became, the harder it was to move, to eat, and even to hide when the tide pulled the water back and left him exposed on the open sand. One afternoon, a gull's shadow passed overhead. Cove tried to duck into his shell to hide, but he no longer fit all the way in. His heart pounded as the shadow circled closer. At the last moment, Cove scrambled beneath a rocky overhang, safe but shaking. He sat there a long while, finally understanding what the old crab had meant. That evening, Cove set out along the tide pools, searching for a new shell for the very first time. Every empty one he found felt wrong, too big, too rough, or too strange. He tried a smooth, white shell. It wobbled when he walked. He tried a spiky one. It caught on the rocks. He tried a bright blue one. It was far too heavy to carry. Discouraged, Cove sat beside a pool as the sun began to set, wondering if he'd ever find a shell that felt right again. That's when he spotted it, tucked beneath a piece of drifting kelp, a spiral shell the color of sunset, just slightly bigger than his old one. Cove approached carefully and tried it on. It fit, not too tight, not too loose, room enough to grow. He turned in a slow circle, feeling lighter than he had in weeks. He made his way back to the tide pool, and the old crab smiled. "Was it so bad letting go?" she asked. Cove looked back at his old shell. "It was scary," he admitted, "but I fit now."